Welcome to Shad's Guitar Show. Whether it's the gear or the players who made the gear famous, this podcast is about all things guitar. Well, hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome into a very special New Year's Eve edition of Shad's Guitar Show. And this is just going to be a short episode, but I just wanted to say Happy New Year to all you guys and looking forward to an awesome 2026. But this time of year, we, as people, we always tend to start to think about New Year's resolutions, right, in many areas of our lives. But this is Shad's Guitar Show, so I really wanted to do an episode on some of the resolutions we might want to consider as players moving into this new year. So I'm going to give you a list of different things, and you can kind of see if any of these things sort of resonate with you, and I'll kind of touch on some of the ones that do for me, and hopefully there's some things in here that will encourage you as we move into the new year, for those of you who really want to take your playing to the next level. Skills and technique resolutions. Practice consistently, daily, or at least 5 times a week. Now, this is something that I do pretty well. I play guitar every day, but I definitely want to make it more about practice than just about playing. Improving timing and rhythm. I think we all can do that. Using a metronome or at least some kind of drum loops. And drum loops can be great, even backing tracks. Learn scales all over the neck. This is one I definitely want to work on. Clean up any sloppy technique. Your picking accuracy, things like that. I think we all can improve in that area. Increase speed. That's definitely one I want to work on. Develop better vibrato and bending. I think I'm doing pretty well here, but hey, we can always improve, right? And work on dynamics and touch. I think we all can say that we would like to improve in those areas. Music theory and knowledge. Finally, learn music theory. Now, I have a fairly decent understanding of the basics of music theory, but I want to go way deeper. So this is one that's definitely going to be applicable to me. Understand modes and how to use them musically. Definitely, that's on my radar. Learn chord construction and substitution. Another, as a guy who's really wanting to dive into jazz, this is huge for me. Get better at reading chord charts and Nashville numbers. Now, I'm pretty good with Nashville numbers, but I can't read music at all. I'm on the fence about whether or not I want to invest a lot of time into that, but it may be something that I will try to conquer. And training your ear with intervals, chord qualities, and melodies. As a aspiring jazz guitarist, that's a huge one. Repertoire and learning songs. Learn new songs every week. Now, as an aspiring jazz guitarist, I definitely want to start working on jazz standards. And I think learning other music can be very valuable. Learn full songs, not just riffs. I mean, so many of us know the opening riff to a song or whatever, but we may not know how to play the whole song. Expand into new genres. This is kind of exactly what I'm doing, tackling jazz. But, for you guys, you may want to dive into country, funk, ambient, metal, whatever it is. Something different that takes you outside of your normal listening. Learn classic solos note for note. A lot of us can play a guitar solo that's pretty close, but maybe this would be a cool year to actually learn some solos that are your favorites exactly the way they were recorded. And memorize a set list worth of songs. Improvisation and creativity. Improve improvisation. Now, this is obviously a huge one for me. Again, I know I'm beating a dead horse, but I keep saying this as somebody who's diving into the world of jazz guitar. Improvisation is maybe the most important thing. Maybe stop overplaying and play more musically. And that could mean just finding ways to play more melodically and leaving some space in your playing. If you're a player that plays a lot, maybe play a little less. Learn to solo over chord changes. Now, for a lot of us, for a huge majority of players, we all know like the minor pentatonic. Maybe we can blend the major and minor pentatonics together. But as far as being able to play over changes, that's a huge one. And that's something this year you want to try to challenge yourself to tackle. Write your own original riffs and songs. So many guys out there can play a lot of riffs and maybe even know quite a few songs, but have never really taken the time to try to write their own original stuff. And maybe this is the year you really kind of dive into writing some of your own material. Record more ideas so you don't forget them. I know this is big for me. So many times I'll sit down to practice or just play and come up with some interesting ideas, but I haven't taken the time to maybe record them, even if it's just like so many of us do on our, on our phone. We can just make a quick recording of it so that we can go back and revisit it later. And I have literally hundreds on my phone, which I probably should revisit. And develop a personal voice on the instrument. Maybe you're good at sounding like someone else or copying other things, but maybe this is the year that you really dive into kind of finding your own voice on the instrument. And here's a big one: gear and tone goals. Maybe this is the year you really want to try to dial in your tone and really get that squared away rather than just buying more gear. You want to really get good at using what you have. Maybe you want to learn how your amp or your modeler or whatever really works in depth. You want to get a much better understanding of that. Understand pedals and signal chains. There's a lot there, and maybe you want to get better at understanding how pedals interact with one another. Maybe you want to downsize. Maybe you want to simplify your rig this year, and instead of having so much gear, just kind of pare it down to the things that you actually really use. And maybe this is the year you want to stop chasing tone and really kind of focus more on chasing technique. Performance and confidence goals. Maybe you want to start playing with other musicians more often. You want to join or start a band. Get out and play some live gigs. Get comfortable playing in front of people. Improve your stage presence. Or, maybe practice playing the guitar standing up. And this is a big one. A lot of us sit down when we play the guitar all the time, and standing up to play is quite a bit different. So maybe this is something that you want to start working on. Put a strap on your guitar and actually practice standing up. Recording in tech. Maybe you want to start learning about home recording. Now, a lot of us are already doing a lot of that, but maybe you haven't really dove into that yet, and this is the year you want to really start being able to get confident with home recording. Maybe you want to finish some songs that you've been working on instead of just starting new ones. Maybe you want to release some of your music online. Maybe you want to get better at using your digital audio workstation, your DAW. Maybe you want to learn more about all the things that it can do. Or maybe you want to get better, learn more about how to mix and master. And mindset and lifestyle. This is be a great year. And this is huge for me. Stop comparing yourself to other players. Run your own race. Be you. Do what you do and not worry about what other players are doing. Be more patient with progress. Don't beat yourself up if you're not getting really good really fast. Practice smarter, not necessarily longer. Put together a great practice routine for yourself and stick to it. Learn about warming up before you play. And maybe one of the most important things is play for enjoyment, not just improvement. I know I say all the time at the end of every episode, the best guitar player is the one having the most fun. And you can be a great player. But if you're playing just to get better and you're not actually enjoying it, kind of what's the point? And of course, the ultimate resolution and the most important, more than any of the things we talked about, is actually sticking with your resolutions. So whatever one of those things or 10 of those things or 30 of those things resonated with you as we went through that list, write those things down, because if you don't have a list, if you don't have a clear idea of what you want to do, likely you'll forget it and you'll kind of just stay in the same place you are now. So if you want to move forward in any of these areas, make a goal, put together a plan, and stick to it. And let's all see how far we can come in 2026. All right, so again, Happy New Year to everybody. If you enjoyed this episode or you think it might help someone, definitely share it with them. I would greatly appreciate that. And for the last time in 2025, remember, the best guitarist is the one having the most fun.